as you know, we bought 2 Porsches a few weeks ago. We went through the Porsche Boxster, which is there with a lot of problems last week, and as you know, we picked up the Porsche Cayenne. Now, the Porsche Cayenne was actually what I wanted to start with. I saw it was advertised for cheap. It was $5,000, $5,000 I should say, and that's what I wanted. I wanted that V8, I think it's the Gen 1, I don't know. I wanted that V8 engine because I want to put a lift kit and some wheels and some spotlights and make it an off-road vehicle. And when I inquired about that, the guy said, hey, I've got a Porsche Boxster as well, did you want that? And of course I'm going to say yes, because why not? It's a bit of fun. So we've gone through the Porsche Boxster. It needs a lot of work, safe to say that. But we haven't been through the Porsche Cayenne in detail. So today we're going to go through and have a look exactly what is wrong with this piece of the Porsche Cayenne. Now, first thing we're going to notice is, I never actually knew if that it does work after all. So let's do a little walk around the outside to start with. As you could imagine from a 20-year-old car, fade, paint fade. We've got lots of paint issues, but actually not too bad considering how old it really is. Hello, little mate. But general wear and tear is actually not too bad. The paint's going to need a cut and polish, but I'm not too phased about that. I can clean it up because we're going to wrap it anyway. What I do want to know is what color we should wrap this. I'm thinking a army camouflage green type setup because we're going to wax some 35s on it, put a 3 or 4 inch lift in it, some spotlights, a rooftop tent, and make this thing an off-road machine because there's not too many Porsche Cayennes made into an off-road car. So we're going to give it a crack because at the moment we have 285 35 22s. 285 35 22s. Massive. And I would like to see those brake calipers red at some stage. But we've had the mechanics go through the car and mechanically it's actually in really good condition. Now, there is one major issue, which is a big oil leak, which I'll show you in a second. Look at the size of those brakes. Far out. But other than that, it's in pretty good nick. Now, when it comes to the interior, it does work. There we go. Yes, there's the wear and tear on the outside. So when it comes to the interior, that beautiful Porsche leather interior, really it's actually in really good condition. It's just old. I think it's just old. So if we have a look at the leather, so the dash is in good condition for the age. Seats are just old, but have been patched up a little bit. The electrics work. I don't know what that one is. And they've had these floor mats on for a long time and the carpet seems to be in good condition. I don't think I've sat in here yet. Interior is just, again, just old. So this is just wear and tear. General wear and tear. Very flash. What is this now? Don't know. Door cards are good, just, again, old. Sunroof. Everything works, functions, and is what you would think a Porsche would be. No complaints. Now, if we move into the back, same thing, just in good condition, just old. It's just old. Now, okay. I do not know what that is for. If you could let me know in the comments, I would appreciate that a lot. But It's actually quite luxurious back here. I didn't get to see that properly. Porsche aircon. Drinks. And again, Bose sound system. Aircon vents on the side. Pretty good condition, considering really how old this thing is. Now we work our way to the back. Oh, it comes up, it's just very heavy. I can imagine that the struts are gone, maybe. That's not going to be cheap, I don't think, to fix. Again, just needs a good detail, tidy up, flash. But otherwise, you'd imagine that the Porsche carpet is going to be very lush and easy to clean, but we will find that out when we do a full shampoo, cut, polish, tidy up. But this wouldn't be fun if you're trying to put the groceries away or put the kids in the back. Don't know if it's meant to do that. Unlikely, but it's closed now. Now, of course, it's set up for towing. It is ready to go. Single exhaust? Single exhaust. Didn't know if it was a twin exhaust or not. Now, working our way to the driver's side, as you'd imagine, some wear and tear. And the driver's seat has turned pink, just from old age. Now, as we work inside, I don't know if this is a Cayenne thing or if it's just a this car thing, but you turn the key and nothing happens. There's a black switch under here, and when I push that switch, everything turns on. Odd. 170,000 Ks, PSM failure workshop, and service now. PSM failure workshop. I don't know what that's going to be, but knowing if it's a Porsche, I don't think it's going to be cheap or fun to fix. We will find out. But other than that, everything works fine, except for that falls out. Yeah, that does fall out. I would guess that's an aftermarket unit. I couldn't imagine that being around in 2004. I'd imagine this was made, but I could be wrong. Now, I just broke the key. Very good. Oh, we're good. Now, where we're going to see the big problem is under the hood. The fun machine. Actually, I didn't check to see what year this thing was made. I still don't know. But let's have a look underneath. Ta-da! All right, 4.5 litre V8. Now, just from looking at the top, it actually doesn't look too bad. Seems to be pretty clean, tidy. We do have a Swiss multivitamins cap. I guess whatever works sometimes. But this seems pretty easy to work on. These are only just plastic covers, will come straight off. Now, the big issue we have is there's a burning oil smell. And if we look around the oil, seems to be okay, until we look all the way down the bottom here. And I don't know if you can see that, but the rocket cover gasket is totally split. Oil drips straight out onto the exhaust and burns all the way through. If you can see that exhaust right there. And then it burns a rich oil smell. And if we have a look on the ground, we're going to see patches of oil everywhere. Even better, if we have a look underneath, there it is. Oil everywhere. And it's just simply from that rocket cover gasket. So we're going to replace that. I've ordered another gasket. It's only $58. Had to get it on eBay, surprisingly enough. Couldn't find it anywhere else. So I managed to get one off eBay, $58, and I'm going to get that replaced, and that should be it. So really, once we replace the rocket cover gasket, everything else should be functioning pretty good, but you know, the car's 20 years old. Replacing that gasket, we're going to have to pull pieces off, which at that age, we're probably going to break sensors and clips and who knows what else is going to break while we're doing that. So it sounds like an easy job, but it's not going to be because it'll turn something else wrong. And normally once you change something major like that that's been leaking for a long time, that new oil will be pushed somewhere else, and that new oil will probably cause something else to fail. So hopefully, crossing our fingers, this is not too much trouble. But once we do that, we're good to go. I've managed to get hold of a lift kit through Eurowise, is what I've found. I've tried to get one through Petters as well. So Eurowise seems to have a 4-inch lift we can do. I've found some rims. Obviously, we know where tires are. And we should be able to detail clean it, wrap it, put a rooftop tent on, whack some spotties on, and this should be one hell of a off-road machine. But that's the plan for it anyway. So hopefully in the next few weeks we'll start chipping away at that, and you can follow along and watch that journey. But this is the Porsche Cayenne.